Today we're going to talk a little bit about ethics, business ethics, the ethics of being a journalist that covers certain businesses, the ethics of how a company comports itself in relation to their customers. Apple, while they're a company that I love and I would call myself an Apple sheep, Apple has always had an issue with what they call courage, what they say is moving things forward. In some of their practices, Apple is unethical. They don't act in the best interest of their customers, and as such, we have to call them out on it, don't we? People have been talking about this whole charger not in the box thing, headphones not in the box thing. And there are a lot of people out there who are making what seem like somewhat rational arguments for and against not having the thing in the box. But the truth of the matter is, Apple taking the charger and the headphones out of the box for the iPhone 12 is hostile toward the consumer for many reasons. First off, it is insane that a company could somehow take an accessory out of the box that is absolutely necessary for the device to function. I'm really looking forward to the iPhone 12. I ordered my iPhone 12 Pro. It's coming on Friday. I'm excited to get it. I'll be making videos about how much I like it, I'm sure. But that puts me in a weird position because I either have to shut up and not say anything about these hostile practices, or find ways to rationalize these practices, or say something about these practices and be accused of flip-flopping and all this other stuff. Let's talk about the arguments for taking this out. It helps the environment. That is a good thing. And I'm glad that Apple was able to find those efficiencies in their manufacturing process. The only problem is they found those efficiencies at the expense of their customers. See, last year was the first time Apple put fast charging bricks in the box of any of their phones. Apple was definitely behind on that. I think they have a mountain full of 5-watt chargers that they just made over the past 10 years. Maybe they give them out as Christmas gifts to their friends and family. I don't know. You can't have a phone and a cable and nothing to plug it into the wall. You can't assume that your customer has an integral piece of equipment to use your product. We've seen this kind of hostile practice from Apple in the past. The removal of the headphone jack, going to USB-C and not giving any ports on their laptops, using a defective design on the laptop for almost 4 years before finally admitting that it wasn't working and going back to a design that actually functioned correctly. Apple has been stubborn in how they affect change over the years. And this, the charger, the headphones, is just another example of that hostility. People say, well, of course everybody has chargers. And of course, if they can charge their phone now, then they'll charge it the same way. Or the problem is, and this is a problem in the tech world, the techosphere, the tech bubble, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people, they have their own cognitive biases about who has what and why and how many and where and blah, blah, blah. It is likely true that a lot of people don't end up using the charger that comes in the box immediately. But I'm going to tell you, this is from the perspective of being a parent, from being somebody who has taught at a university, somebody who has seen people who definitely find themselves in the need of chargers, and to think that they might have 5 more at home, kind of insulting to the rest of the world. I have 4 iPhones right now. They all came with chargers, and I tell you what, right now, I have no iPhone chargers. I have no iPhone chargers whatsoever. Why? Because my daughter might lose one, my wife might lose one, my wife might need one for work, etc., etc., etc. So out of the 10 that I've probably had in the past 2 years, I have 0. Any parent out there, leave me a comment down there in the description below. Tell me if your family loses chargers, or headphones for that matter, quite a bit, not to mention cables, etc., etc. I don't want to belabor the headphone thing, but I just did some research. I looked things up and did some research. 60% of everyone who uses headphones with their smartphone still uses wired headphones. I would have to guess that many of those people use the headphones that came with their phone if they're using wired headphones. Again, it is obtuse to think that people have these things just lying around. But Apple doesn't think that. Apple doesn't think that. Apple is very sly. They cloak themselves in righteousness. They have good reasons for doing the things that they do, but at the end of the day, Apple is going to make a crap ton of money off of this. Straight up greenback dollars. Apple is going to make money hand over fist. Apple knows they're onto a good thing. You take away the headphone jack, you create the AirPods. You create a problem to then solve with the product that you're going to sell. So Apple has created a problem. No charger in the box. So then they come up with MagSafe, which is probably going to be a cool thing, and they come up with a $20 20-watt charger that you can get. Over the 10 plus years that the iPhone has existed, the customer has come to expect a certain complement of accessories along with their product for the price that they are paying. And now they're paying the same price, which is great. However, you can't put money in somebody's pocket by taking it out of the other. And that's exactly what they've done here. Look, here's the bottom line. We don't do ourselves any favors by rationalizing Apple's decisions here or making excuses for them or trying to ignore the fact that this is happening. It's important to point out that while Apple, the goals that they state are admirable. I want to reduce waste. I want to be carbon neutral by 2030, but they are going to make a lot of money while doing this. They're a business. They want to make money, but let's not drape ourselves in this cloak of righteousness along with them. We have to be honest with ourselves about all of the things that Apple is. Apple is forward-moving. Apple makes solid products. Apple does a lot of really good things well. But they also prey on their customers in these little nickel and dime ways in order to bump their profit margins. And from a business standpoint, nothing wrong with that, I guess. Once again, I find myself as an admitted Apple sheep. I buy pretty much all of Apple's products. I have fought with that for years because of these exact things that I'm talking about, but I've now accepted the fact that Apple works for me and my life. Puts me in the awkward position of being a fan of that company and spending my money with that company, and yet still having to sort of turn a blind eye toward some of these more untoward business practices that they have. It's unethical to sell a product without everything necessary to make that product work. And selling a phone without a charger so that the phone cannot be recharged once it runs out of battery is unethical. In doing so, Apple opens themselves up to this criticism, but they don't care because we're going to buy it anyway.